Hey Cowboys fans! The excitement is building as we head into this pivotal Week 18 matchup against the New York Giants. And there is so much to unpack before the action even hits the field. The anticipation is palpable because this is not just any late-season game. The Cowboys are looking to close out their regular season with a statement, while the Giants, despite their struggles, are trying to find a spark before the off-season shakeups begin. If you're following the injury reports, lineups, and potential strategies, this week promises a lot of intrigue, and it will be fascinating to see how both teams approach it. The point spread has the Cowboys favored by 4.5 points, which is interesting because it suggests that even with their momentum, expectations are tempered, possibly reflecting questions about how long Dak Prescott and other key starters will see the field. With the Giants rolling out Jackson Dart at quarterback, it creates a unique dynamic and opens the door for a potential breakout performance. Dart has shown flashes in the past, and against the Dallas defense that has struggled at times this season, we could see an unexpected challenge arise for the Cowboys. When it comes to injuries, there are several names to watch closely. Javonte Lames is dealing with a shoulder issue that makes his availability uncertain, and Malik Davis is nursing an eye injury while also carrying some other bumps from a demanding season. Carson's hamstring has been a concern, and Ryan Fennoy is recovering from a knee issue that limited him last week. On the defensive side, Overshawn is expected to be cleared from his concussion protocol, while Savone Revel is still under evaluation. Jake Ferguson tweaked his calf in the last game, and with Trayvon Diggs out, there is room for some strategic adjustments. Players like P.T.O. Turner and Phil Maffa are eligible to return, which could give the coaching staff more flexibility. Donovan Wilson, despite his own setbacks, could still play a limited role if needed. Overall, the injury report is shaping up to be extensive, and it will require careful management to ensure that the team can balance competitiveness with player health. The Cowboys might be inclined to protect their key players for the long term, prioritizing recovery over the outcome of a game that doesn't carry playoff implications, which is a wise approach given the physical toll of the NFL season. Looking at the matchup itself, the big question revolves around playing time for Dak Prescott and the rest of the starters. Will Dak see only a series or two, or will he be on the field for an extended period? This decision could define the flow of the game and the opportunity for younger players to step into more prominent roles. Joe Milton, for instance, could see meaningful reps, allowing him to gain confidence and experience without the pressure of carrying the entire game. Giving young quarterbacks, running backs, and tight ends a chance to perform under live game conditions is invaluable, especially as the team looks toward the next season. Jaden Blue, Phil Maffa, and other younger contributors could see expanded workloads, which would not only help the coaching staff evaluate talent, but also energize the roster and fan base. It's a delicate balance between keeping veterans involved and allowing the newcomers to showcase their potential, but this week might be the perfect scenario to experiment without risking too much. Defensively, there are some intriguing storylines to follow. The Cowboys' defense has been inconsistent throughout the year, and some might even say it has struggled to find its identity. Watching Jackson Dart against this unit presents an interesting narrative because if Dart has a standout performance, it could be both a surprise and a learning moment for the team. The coaching staff has to manage expectations while also using the game as an opportunity to evaluate personnel and schemes. The performance of young defensive backs, linebackers, and linemen will be closely scrutinized, and even in a game that might seem low stakes in terms of playoff implications, every play matters for evaluating talent and preparing for the offseason. It's a chance to identify areas of improvement, test depth, and see how emerging players respond under pressure. The implications of this game go beyond the field, too. Draft positioning is a factor that cannot be ignored. The Cowboys are mathematically eliminated from a top 10 pick, but the exact placement in the draft order still depends on a combination of results from other games across the league. Wins and losses for teams like the Falcons, Ravens, Lions, and Panthers will influence where the Cowboys could end up, whether that's closer to the middle of the first round or further back. Monitoring these scenarios adds an extra layer of strategy, as teams weigh performance with the long-term benefit of draft positioning. For the Giants, a win could help them climb closer to a favorable draft spot, while a loss could push them further down the order, making every play and decision during this game meaningful beyond the immediate scoreboard. The interplay between immediate performance and long-term strategy is a compelling aspect of late-season NFL football, and it makes this Week 18 matchup particularly engaging for analysts and fans alike. As the Cowboys prepare for kickoff, there is also the narrative of evaluating the coaching staff's decisions, especially in light of a season filled with ups and downs. The management of starters, the use of backups, and the integration of younger players will all be under the microscope. Watching how Jerry Jones and the coaching staff balance competitive instincts with practical consideration for the future adds an additional layer of drama. Fans will be paying attention not just to who scores, but to who is on the field, how they execute, and how the team's strategy unfolds over the course of 4 quarters. It is a season finale in many respects, offering insights into roster management, player development, and the philosophy of the coaching staff as they look to the offseason. On the offensive side, the potential for a high-scoring affair exists if the Cowboys play aggressively. But with the second-half offense showing some inconsistencies lately, the outcome is far from certain. The interplay between Dak Prescott, Joe Milton, and the running backs will define the rhythm of the game, while the offensive line's ability to protect the quarterback and create running lanes will be critical. The performance of tight ends, receivers, and skill players will provide a clear picture of depth and readiness for the upcoming season. Meanwhile, the Giants' defense will have a chance to test itself, potentially exposing strengths and weaknesses that could inform their plans moving forward. This dynamic creates a situation where every series matters and adjustments throughout the game could determine the final outcome, even if the stakes are primarily about player evaluation and finishing the season on a positive note. Meanwhile, special teams and situational football cannot be overlooked. Field position, kicking accuracy, and coverage units will all influence momentum swings. These often overlooked aspects of the game can make a significant difference, particularly in close contests or when testing younger players who might be making their first appearances of the season. Observing how backups handle these responsibilities can give coaches insight into future roster decisions, helping them prepare for the offseason with data and real-game experience that is otherwise difficult to simulate in practice. Every snap is a chance to evaluate, and in a game like this, that evaluation becomes a key storyline for both fans and the team alike. As we dive deeper into this Week 18 showdown, there are several layers to unpack, especially when it comes to player health, rotations, and opportunities for the young talent to make a mark. The Cowboys have a lot of moving pieces, and the coaching staff's decisions this week could set the tone for how the team approaches next season. Injury management remains a top priority. Javonte Lame's shoulder is still a question mark, and if he is sidelined, it opens the door for Phil Maffa to step in and show what he can do after being on the injured reserve list. Malik Davis, recovering from an eye poke and other bumps, might see limited touches, but it's crucial for the team to carefully monitor his usage so he can finish the season healthy. Carson's hamstring remains a concern, and Ryan Fennoy's knee will need careful evaluation during pre-game warm-ups. Overshawn's expected return from concussion protocol is a positive note, but Savone Revel remains under watch, and his progression will determine if he sees the field. Jake Ferguson's calf tweak is minor but could influence snap counts, and with Trayvon Diggs out, the defensive backfield is in flux. The presence of PTON Turner and Phil Maffa returning adds flexibility, but also challenges the staff to integrate them efficiently without disrupting chemistry. Donovan Wilson may play a limited role, balancing team needs with precaution, and the coaching staff will likely prioritize protecting key contributors to avoid jeopardizing the off-season plans. The overarching theme for this game is clearly to find the right balance between competition, evaluation, and player health. For the Giants, motivation is high despite an uneven season. Jackson Dart starting provides an opportunity for him to impress, potentially influencing off-season plans and evaluation. A strong performance could make him a contender for increased responsibility next year, while the Cowboys' defensive adjustments will offer insights into how the team manages young or inexperienced quarterbacks. The interplay between developing talent and competitive necessity creates a layered game narrative, with each play carrying multiple implications for player evaluation, team philosophy, and long-term planning. Fans will be keenly observing both the execution and the coaching decisions that shape the game flow, as these elements often reveal priorities and tendencies that extend beyond a single matchup. Additionally, Week 18 is a chance to experiment with positional flexibility. The Cowboys may rotate players into different roles, whether it is trying tight ends in new offensive sets, evaluating backup offensive linemen under live conditions, or giving defensive players exposure in multiple packages. These opportunities are invaluable for assessment and provide context for future roster decisions. Evaluating performance under actual game pressure, rather than practice scenarios, allows coaches to make more informed decisions regarding player readiness, adaptability, and resilience. It also gives the fan base a glimpse at potential breakout players who could contribute in more substantial ways next season. As the game unfolds, fans should also consider the broader strategic implications. Beyond the immediate scoreboard, the performance of young players, the management of starter reps, and the execution of situational football all play into how the team prepares for the offseason. Whether it is determining which rookies or developmental players earn a place on the active roster, evaluating the durability of veteran contributors, or assessing depth across multiple positions, Week 18 serves as a critical evaluation window. Every snap, every adjustment, and every decision has relevance not only for the outcome of this particular game, but also for shaping the strategy, roster construction, and approach for the following season. Finally, there is an element of unpredictability that makes this matchup compelling. Injuries, limited snaps for starters, and the presence of younger players in significant roles create scenarios where surprises are likely. Fans should be prepared for unexpected performances, breakout plays, and strategic experimentation that may not be reflected in the final score. The interplay between development, evaluation, and competition makes Week 18 uniquely interesting. While the Cowboys and Giants may be motivated differently, the outcome of the game offers insights into both teams' decision-making, resilience, and ability to adapt to evolving circumstances. For supporters, it is not just about wins and losses. It is about observing the future of the team take shape, witnessing growth in emerging talent, and gaining a deeper understanding of how coaching decisions influence player trajectories and team performance. Finally, fan engagement and anticipation amplify the significance of this game. Whether through debate about who should play, speculation on draft outcomes, or excitement over breakout performances from young talent, the dialogue surrounding this matchup is lively and layered. Every adjustment, substitution, and decision is analyzed and interpreted, adding texture to the viewing experience. Fans are invested not only in the outcome, but in the stories unfolding within the game. The evolution of backups, the management of veterans, the performance of players returning from injury, and the subtle influence of strategic choices on the broader trajectory of the team. This multidimensional narrative transforms a single game into a rich, engaging experience where insight, entertainment, and speculation intersect, creating a compelling lens through which to view the final chapter of the regular season. Every snap, every series, and every decision carries weight, making the game not just about wins and losses, but about growth, evaluation, and preparation for the challenges and opportunities of the future. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. In what could be one of the most shocking moves of the season, whispers around the league suggest that Budda, the hard-hitting safety known for his fearless play and sideline-to-sideline coverage, has agreed to join the Dallas Cowboys. ESPN insiders are reportedly confirming the deal, though sources remain tight-lipped on the financial details and contract length. If true, this acquisition would signal a massive shakeup in the Cowboys' defensive strategy, giving the team a player who can change the dynamic of any secondary. Baker's reputation precedes him. Known for his instinctive reads and relentless pursuit, He has been a cornerstone of his previous team's defense, often acting as both a safety net and an enforcer. Analysts have long speculated about where Baker's next move might land, with numerous teams rumored to be courting him in recent months. The Cowboys, with their eye on bolstering a defense that has seen flashes of brilliance but struggled with consistency, could provide the perfect stage for Baker to elevate his game even further. Fans have already taken to social media, buzzing about the possibility of Baker patrolling the Cowboys' backfield. The potential pairing of his aggressive style with the team's existing defensive talent raises tantalizing questions. Could this finally be the missing piece in a defense that has shown promise but lacked a true game-changer? Industry insiders caution that nothing is finalized until the ink is dry, but the signs point to a move that would reverberate across the league. For Dallas, this could be more than just a headline-grabbing signing. It could represent a statement of intent. Baker brings not only elite talent, but also leadership and intensity, qualities that can galvanize a locker room and elevate the performance of those around him. Should this deal go through, expect analysts, commentators, and rival teams to scrutinize every snap, every alignment, and every adjustment made by the Cowboys' defense. Budda Baker in Dallas is a scenario filled with high stakes and even higher expectations, one that could redefine the team's defensive identity for years to come. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.